There isn't any one reason why it's taken me so long to get to this episode, but I'd be lying if I said not wanting to see what mid-80s Sunbow thinks China looks like wasn't way at the top of that list. As the hologram's plane descends into what is surely going to be a culturally sensitive depiction of a proud and ancient culture, Kimber reminds the band that they're playing a concert on the Great Wall. Yeah, I can see how that might slip their minds. Then, toward the back of the very same plane, the Misfits grumble that they're only here to tour China, not play a single concert there, which seems like a bigger deal to me, but what the hell do I know? So everyone arrives, and they're all greeted by the sort of massive crowds you might expect to see in a country with a population of 1 billion people. Though you really should ignore the fact that it sounds like maybe 8 people actually showed up.
Jam! Jam! Jam!
Then the Misfits are welcomed with a misspelled banner that says Misfats, and I should not have laughed at this, but I'm only human, you guys. As they go through customs, Jem realizes to her absolute horror that having to remove her earrings will mean revealing that she's actually Jerrica because holograms or whatever. And I'm still genuinely not sure who it benefits for her to continue perpetrating this stupid ruse. Superheroes do this to protect their families, but Jerrica's family died. That was the inciting incident in the very first episode. But rather than using this as an excuse to say, "Yep, it's me, Jerrica," she's authorized to sidestep security entirely since the band was invited here by the chairman himself. And I had a whole Type 5 on Chairman Mao ready to go for this, but then I looked it up and it turns out he died 10 years before this episode? Did anyone else know about this? Turns out the Misfits saw this whole Jem won't take off her earrings exchange, and they decide to enact an earring-based scheme that will almost certainly amount to literally anything and not just kill 20 minutes of screen time. Conveniently, Jem has to remove her earrings to take a mineral bath, during which time one of the Misfits snatches said earrings. Weirdly, this doesn't switch her back to Jerrica until after she exits the mineral bath, so I'm not sure what they actually even do, except now apparently she is stuck as Jerrica, so unless another convenient animation error comes along, she can't deliver the one thing that those 8 people are still chanting for. And since the band can't deliver, that means some other band will have to swoop in and oh look, it's the Misfits. They take to the stage, the wall, and they're all wearing Gemstar earrings. So now, since there's a 1 in 3 chance of ever finding the correct earrings, there's no way Jerrica's ever going to get them back. Then there's a rickshaw chase to a Misfits song called You Can't Catch Me. It's fine, I guess. I'm not really the target audience for rickshaw chase songs though, but I assume there's somebody out there who absolutely eats this up. The chase escalates from rickshaws to bicycles and then to ski lift gondolas. Then Aja nearly drops a statue on the band. If you're looking for a reason why this suddenly happens, I would advise giving up, because I rewound this part like 5 times and I still have no idea. The holograms escape imminent statue splat, and also imminent being arrested by Chinese officials for wrecking a priceless artifact, and continue pursuing the Misfits to a train. Then the earrings are tossed out the train window. And then again. I know they set up that there are 3 pairs of earrings and 2 of them are fake, but really this is just an entirely unnecessary extra layer of complication. Then Jerrica and the holograms do a song called Something Is Missing in My Life, and it makes me wonder when this band wasn't doing a whiny ballad about loss or giving a care. The earrings pop up in all kinds of insane settings during the song, and I legit can't tell if these things are actually happening in-universe, or if they're just part of a music video. They could also be elaborate animation errors, I suppose. They do actually end up at a factory, where a businessman decides to make 1 million copies of them. And I guess this tracks because you really don't see a lot of red stars in this communist country at the height of the Cold War. Somehow the earrings have already been produced and advertised in a magazine that the band buys as they return from their wild goose chase. So either they were looking for these things for literal months, or the manufacturing and publicity turnaround in this country is insane. In either scenario, surely Synergy could have made and shipped a new pair of them to China by now, right? They may have been made in China in the first place. Somehow the band manages to get that pair back from the factory owner. Only it's one of the fake pairs. There's still 9 minutes left in the episode, so that seemed pretty obvious to me. Then Aja takes the gang to a museum.
The lost Ming Dynasty treasures are being exhibited. They were missing for hundreds of years, and archaeologists have just recovered them. Oh, they gotta be outrageous!
Kimber, you gotta stop. It sounds so forced when you do it. Just let it happen organically. Jerrica sees a pair of earrings that must be hers, because that wolf definitely couldn't blow a house down made of sticks. But then, after almost being arrested for stealing priceless treasures from a museum, it turns out they're not. The museum curator does ask for their autographs, though, which is pretty cute. The band heads back to the Great Wall to tell the authorities that they can't do the concert that I was certain the Misfits already did in their place like 15 minutes ago. Backstage, they witness a young girl being bullied, and oh my god, she's wearing the earrings. Seriously, I double-checked and there really were over 1 billion people in this country in the mid-'80s. The odds of running into 3 people who happen to be in possession of your tiny jewelry, or facsimiles thereof, are incalculable, and not just because I'm really bad at math. Anyway, the little girl gives Jerrica the earrings, which she claims are irreplaceable good luck charms, in a scene that's actually kind of touching. And why Jerrica doesn't just give her one of the other pair of indistinguishably similar earrings in exchange for these will haunt me until the day I die, or at least until the end of this review. The crowd of 8 people resumes chanting,
We want Jem! We want Jem! We want Jem!
And this time, thanks to a last-minute magical girl transformation, TM, the show is back on. Then they do a song called Love Unites Us, and the animators unload the last few minutes of China material they haven't been able to shoehorn in yet. Look, there's a big gong, and there's a stupid fucking panda barely receiving any nourishment from bamboo and refusing to make literally the least amount of effort a mammal can make to ensure his species' continued survival. God, I hate pandas. But at least Jem actually does the thing I bitched about a minute ago and hands Lil Lin one of the knockoff pairs of earrings. That doesn't make up for me having to look at a goddamn panda, but it is something.